Welcome to the Women in Engineering podcast. Today we have our first episode of our discipline preview series. I'm joined by Aya Risha, who is in fourth year of civil engineering. Aya, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks for asking. So I'm just going to jump right into the questions. We'll kind of start from first year and work our way up. So what first year courses or experiences would give you the best idea of what civil is like?
Okay, so although first year engineering at Western is general, there are a few courses that give you an idea of what civil engineering is like. So first you have calculus, which of course isn't like all of engineering, but in civil engineering, you do not see a lot of calculus, but you still see some basic calc when it comes to deriving equations and solving problems. You also have properties of materials. In civil engineering, specifically in structural engineering, we deal with many material properties such as concrete, steel, and wood. So although the first year materials course is very broad, I still think it gives the background to the materials courses we take in civil engineering. We also have engineering statics, which is the main course that's related to civil engineering. If you enjoy statics in first year, then you definitely will enjoy civil engineering. When I was in first year, I wouldn't only go to my statics lecture section, I would also go to the other lecture section with the other profs just because I enjoyed this class this much. Like I loved it, honestly. So if you're enjoying this class, then you know you're on the right track. Uh, then there's also design. The first year design course is related to all the fields of engineering just because it teaches you how working with a group of future engineers will be like. Engineering is a team sport, either at school or in the work field. You'll always be working on projects with other people. So I think design will give you a little taste of what that's like. There's also physics 1, which you take in first semester just because it deals with forces on objects and whatnot. And then of course there's linear algebra.
So what I'm hearing is a lot of stuff from first year, but statics.
Statics, yeah, that's the most important one.
And so like what kind of courses and projects are available to specifically civil students as you work up through the years?
Okay, so there's 2 specializations in civil engineering, which I'm going to dive more into further, like later in this podcast. But students that specialize in structural engineering take courses in areas such as structural theory and design, reinforced and pre-stressed concrete design, steel design, structural dynamics, finite element design and tall buildings, and soil mechanics. The other specialization, which is environmental engineering, people that go into that take courses that are largely focused on soil, surface water, and groundwater. They also learn specific applications of environmental engineering.
So lots of opportunities to specialize, I'm hearing.
Yes, I'm gonna speak more about it.
And I also heard, I remember you just said that you went to different lecture sections in first year. So how are the civil profs?
Honestly, the civil profs are truly amazing. I love every single one of them. Civil engineering profs at Western are known to be very caring and out there. Our civil engineering department here at Western is one of the best civil engineering departments in Canada. And I'm not just saying this, it's on Google. Western University's Civil and Environmental Engineering program is ranked #1 in Canada and #14 worldwide by the academic ranking of world universities. And you can Google this, it's true. When it comes to either research opportunities or like needing help, civil engineering profs are always ready to support. We also have a club here at Western that's called Western Society for Civil Engineering that chooses a representative from every year. And this representative speaks to the civil engineering chair every semester to go over the courses and what they're like, what they like and what they dislike about the courses, what they think should be changed. So they're constantly always iterating the courses and programs to make sure it's the best.
I think you should just become like the face of civil engineering at Western. You pulled statistics out of there.
Honestly, I'd love
to. And so how big are the classes?
Okay, so like civil engineering classes are known to be big, not as big as software engineering, which I think my year it was like 130 people. From what I know, the average of civil engineering classes is 80 people. It is known to be one of the bigger disciplines at Western, yeah.
Okay, so definitely lots of friends that you can find if you go into civil.
Yes, I love the community.
And so I know you already kind of talked on the specialization options a little bit earlier, but would you be able to just kind of go through point by point and just let the viewers know what the specialization options are?
Yes, we have many specialization options in civil engineering. When you go into Western engineering, as previously said, first year is general, so all students take the same courses. Then you go into second year, which also all second year civil engineering students take the same courses. And then after that, you specialize either in structural engineering or environmental engineering. There's also something called structural engineering with ID, which is international development. Same thing, environmental engineering with international development. And I'm gonna explain more what those are. I am in structural engineering, which deals with bridge and building design. People in structural engineering also deal with road design as well. Environmental engineering, they minimize society's impact on the environment and design a sustainable future. So they develop solutions for a wide range of environmental problems, including adapting to the effects of climate change, restoring polluted environments, and managing increased demand for clean water. And then there's also, as I said, like structural engineering and environmental engineering with international development. These options introduce students to the complex societal, environmental, political, and economic issues associated with building safer communities in Canada and in the developing world. And just what those students do is they take a few extra courses, and they also have the opportunity to go to a developing country after third year during the summer, which I was supposed to go to China last year during the summer, but of course COVID happened and ruined that plan. But honestly, if you like traveling and if you like helping people and just like seeing how engineering is in other countries, especially like developing countries, then this is definitely the option for you. There's also dual degrees. Students in civil engineering can get a dual degree with business or law. Lots of options.
Lots of options.
Yeah.
And so what's like the typical career path that civil would lead to? And then like what are the job and co-op prospects?
There are a few career paths in civil engineering, such as a structural engineer. Those work closely with the construction industry. They play a role in the development of new infrastructure. When it comes to bridges, dams, and pipelines, engineers in this field are involved in all stages of a project's lifestyle. This includes preliminary design and final inspections. There's also something called geotechnical engineers, which specialize in the science of soil and rock and its application to new developments. Engineers in this field typically work on the design, analysis, and construction of retaining walls, tunnels, roadways, and building foundations. There's also environmental engineers, which are related more to the environmental option. They help solve environmental problems and challenges. These engineers apply biology and chemistry theory, as well as soil science to the areas of waste disposal, pollution control, recycling, and public health. Now, the ones I just went over are like the most popular, but there is also marine engineers, engineering managers, design engineers, and water resource engineers. When it comes to co-ops, I personally did a 12-month co-op last year. So I took a year off after third year to do this co-op. And I recommend that everyone in the civil engineering program do some type of co-op, either in their undergrad, either 4 months during the summer, or take a full year off to do a 12-month or 16 months. I found it to be very helpful. I learned a lot, and it just helped me connect everything I learned in the classroom together and apply it to the workplace. In order to get the co-op, the university posts job postings on a website called Western Connect. So I applied to my co-op through that website, which was very helpful. I really like this website because they just had all the postings in one place. You didn't have to go to then look up different companies and apply through their websites. So this was really helpful.
So definitely something to check out then when you're looking for those co-op options.
Mm-hmm.
And then more general broad question, but what are some tips to succeed in civil?
Okay, this is the most important one. Get involved, get involved, get involved. I cannot stress this enough. Engineering, and I know it can seem like it, but is not all about doing well academically and getting good grades. Join clubs, try to get research opportunities, go to networking events. If you're in civil engineering, the Club Western Society for Civil Engineering holds a networking event for like civil engineering students every year, where they invite people from the industry to Western, so students can learn more about the companies and what they do and like find work opportunities. Also, set up your LinkedIn account and start connecting with people because networking is very important in all engineering disciplines.
And is there any advice you have for students that are going into civil or students that are already in it, other than, the networking and everything?
Yeah, no, this is really important, but get closer to your prof. Go to their office hours and go to class. It is very important to get to know your profs and introduce yourself to them. Also, profs love when you go to their classes and they see that you're truly invested. This way, if you ever need any help in the future or any research opportunities, they'd prioritize you over other students that never showed up to class. Yeah, going to class is important.
The 8:30s are so hard though.
I know, I hate them too, but you know what? Gotta get that bread.
And so are there any extracurricular activities that are discipline specific or non-discipline specific that you'd want to touch on?
So in the civil department specifically, there are a few clubs you can join. I was on the Western Society for Civil Engineering Club, which is a social club that like connects different civil engineering students together. That's one thing to look out for. I was VP External in third year, and then this year I'm part of the Western Engineering Steel Bridge Club, which is a club where we design and construct a steel bridge that is in reality 22 feet long. Yeah, and then there is a competition at the end of the year that we participate in and compete with other schools across Canada. So like they test our bridge physically and see like which ones can hold more load and which ones are more economical and feasible. I'm the design lead in the club this year, which means that I'm responsible for designing the sections of the bridge. So that is very exciting. Yeah, just go out, join clubs. Look, I think there's going to be, I don't know if there's Club Week or not, or that's something that runs here for engineering, but definitely look up for like online postings and everything. They're always promoting clubs. They're like posters around the engineering building. Yeah.
Sounds good. And then anything else you'd like to add?
Yes. I know engineering is a generally male-dominated field, but do not let that affect your confidence. Always speak up, be loud, be yourself, and never underestimate yourself. And this is going to be a little cheesy, but trust me, you can achieve anything you want in life as long as you believe that you can. And of course, you put in the work. What you tell your mind is what your mind will believe. So try to always have a positive perspective on life in your classes. This will truly affect your performance. And finally, if you ever have any questions about civil engineering or anything about the program, don't hesitate to message me on either LinkedIn or Facebook, or even reaching out through email. I'd be more than happy to help.
And all your information will also be in the description box of the podcast episode. So that's where our listeners can find it. Just want to say thank you so much for your time today. I know that everyone listening probably learned a lot. So thank you.
No, thank you so much for having me.
And everyone listening, have a great day.